Nobody's saying we don't need police officers anywhere. I mean, I know a few people that will say we don't need police officers, but they're crazy like me. And you definitely want police officers when there's people that are crazy like me.
That's a good thing.
Police are good. So, nobody wants to defund the police. Relax. It's bullshit phrasing to make us fight. Get over it.
Oh. All this is phrasing, though, to make us fight, though.
The large majority of stuff is.
The fact that you have to pick a party, that's
designed to make you fight.
Yeah, that frustrates me to no end, because I literally had somebody come up to my door and be like, "Are you a Democrat or Republican?"
I'm neither.
And I'm like, "I'm an American."
I'm a fusion party member.
No, I'm an American. Leave it at that, and then I go to the person that I think is qualified the most.
Right.
I voted Democrat in my life. I voted Republican in my life. So it's one of those where it's like, if people would just not have to be in a party, if they could just lose the party thing and say, "This is what I believe." But everybody has to pick a team now. If you're not Team Democrat, you must be a racist. And if you're not Team Republican, you must be God knows what.
A racist.
Racist. Yeah, yeah. It seems like everybody's a racist.
I don't know for most. I'm not going to speak for all of Black America, but I know a number of Black Americans that are going to be like, "Look, both parties are racist and shit."
Yeah. And you can't argue that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's a different. It's used a different way.
Yep.
So yeah.
You want to be racist this way? You want to be racist this way? I don't like either of you fuckers.
So, yeah, but you have to break it down to, Oh, you'd have to discuss the definition of racism, which has been completely kind of skewed.
It's all stupid.
It is.
It's all dumb.
It is. I agree wholeheartedly.
Still have to deal with it, but it's all dumb.
Yeah. The propaganda machine that is America right now is amazing.
I mean, I think a lot of stuff is racist.
There's a lot of racist shit.
I think there's a lot of stuff that's racist.
I'm not saying that it's not racist.
So,
I'm saying it's stupid.
There
is a lot of racist shit.
So
systematically, there's a lot of racist
shit. So when
shit.
is racism, how do we stop racism? How do we do that? Because...
Fuck, dude, we got a whole series we can...
Okay, so let me hear
where should we start with...
Start with whatever you want to. Explain to me how we're going to get rid of racism.
You have to start with the education system. At the very core of the education system.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly right off the bat. You need to start with the family.
You can't.
So you're saying that in order to change racism, you're going to take the children's control out of the family and put it in the schools' control?
No, because here's the deal. Parents are just going to... I know parents who have had to deal with their kids who, just because they've learned more, have been like, "Oh shit, like, I've never had to deal with a black person in my life. How is somebody who's racist towards black people supposed to teach their kid how to not be racist towards black people without putting them in an environment where they're able to learn about black people?"
So you're literally going to program kids, because what you're saying is you're taking the family dynamic out of it, and all kids are going to learn the proper way to think through the government-controlled education system? Is that what you're suggesting? Just so I'm clear.
I mean, I just definitely don't think it's going to happen to any other ways.
The only way that I can see this working to start. You say you want to find a place to start. The only place that I could think of to start, because you can't say, "I'm going to take a racist family." I haven't found one example of this where you can take a racist family and have them raise a kid to not be racist.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't. It hasn't. This just never happened. So how do you start?
Actually, I'm going to disagree with that, because I've seen growing up in Iowa. I'm going to debunk that one, because I know quite a few folks that have raised, especially Southerners who have been raised. They join the Navy. They join the military.
Okay, so that's government education now. Because
No.
now you're involved with
No.
Yeah,
Oh my lord, did you really just go there?
Well,
Are you serious?
look,
That's
you're-
boot
you're-
camp, and it teaches you how
Is
to
that-
be a welder.
Is that not school?
Yes, but
Is
they're
that
not
not?
programming you how to socialize with
Are you
people.
not exposed to
Oh
socializing
my
with others?
Lord.
At that point, you're
Oh
socializing.
my
with
god, I
others?
don't believe you went there, dude. I do not believe you went
It's the
there.
same shit.
No, it's not.
I mean,
No,
it's the same as a school.
No, you're an adult.
same
you
as a
si-
school.
No, you're an adult and sign a contract to go into the military.
You make an agreement to choose to be different.
What?
You choose to learn something, right? You're choosing to learn.
You're
making
taking.
a
Oh my
decision.
god, you've gone a whole different.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's go back to the basics.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go back
so
to the argument.
what I'm telling you is what my argument was from the beginning before you completely twisted it is you're letting the key to America is freedom and individuality. Is that true or no?
Yes. Right? Freedom.
Do you agree with
America.
that? Freedom and individuality, right? You have the
No,
freedom.
it depends.
You have
Defend
the
that.
Okay, so you have the freedom
Defend
to
that.
do whatever you want to, as long as it's within the laws or the Constitution. Let's just say the Constitution, because half the laws are bullshit anyway.
Well, I don't believe that. Well, that's made America what it is.
What has?
The idea of freedom and
Individuality.
individuality has made America what it is.
Yes.
I don't necessarily think that's always great.
Okay, so what you're recommending is so that we can have a utopia or whatever you want to call it, where everybody is on the same page and we all think the same.
Well,
We're
I'm
gonna
not
be-
saying we all.
Yes,
think
we do, because you're going to be programmed on how you deal with black people. You're going to be programmed how you deal with Asian people. You're going to be programmed on how you're going to socially, how you do genders, how you do this. You're going to be programmed to make sure that when you go out in society, you're already ready to go to do exactly what needs to happen to make society right. Is that what you want?
No, that's not exactly what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is the only way to get past racism is to expose everybody to being
To
with-
racism.
To not to racism. To
Because
being,
if you just
to
go
being
along-
with other people. So like
So what if we just taught? What if we just taught everyone that that skin color doesn't matter?
try that.
When?
Always.
Always.
So we've always been trying that, but we've been failing.
I'm saying in the home it fails miserably. In schools, they've been trying to teach forever that skin color doesn't matter.
So here's where I'm at then. Then here's what I'm going to go with. And we'll go back to this, and don't go off on your training bullshit. Let me tell my story.
Go for
okay? I still can't believe you went there. But anyway.
I don't know, you twisted the shit out of my fucking starting the schools like a motherfucker, so let's...
No, that's the truth. If you're going to have the schools teach children how to socially interact, that's fucking horrible. And that's terrifying.
They do that now.
Right. And they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
So how is it that they're supposed to run a school?
You put out facts. You give tests on the facts.
Yeah, they do that.
You give history. Okay, do they give propaganda? Do they
give
teach
a propaganda system?
Do they? You're right. So
They teach a very propaganda system.
Okay, so they got propaganda history, so that they're already doing it there.
So we got to eliminate that.
Right, just the facts. We've already discussed this. This is our 2+2 question, remember?
So, okay.
Right? Are we still clear on that?
2 plus 2, 5?
No. Remember we had that discussion where it's 2 + 2 = 4, and you're like, that's what this is, only it needs to be skewed towards this. You just schools are supposed to put the facts out.
Right.
The individual is supposed to learn. If you're forcing this agenda down them, saying this is how you're supposed to react to, that's not facts, that's not teaching, that's preaching. If you put facts out, then the children will learn from the facts and they will make their own choices and they will have individualism and they'll move forward.
So how does that pertain to racism?
I'm trying to tell you how schools are supposed to go.
Okay, yeah, but we're trying to
Right.
eliminate
You're
racism,
right.
So if we're trying to eliminate
But
racism,
that's what I'm saying.
how does that method of putting out facts and letting people learn from those facts then apply to racism?
but there are. So what facts are you going to apply to racism? Explain.
Like how,
so maybe I don't understand. So
that's
if
what
you
we're
were
talking
to
about, right?
I mean,
go ahead and give me an example.
If we're trying to eliminate racism,
Right.
through
The first thing you
education,
do.
through education, right?
we teach about
Different races.
We teach
Which
about
separates us.
First, we teach about the origins of racism, and then we teach an actual history of the country, not the revisionist history of the country, or even the world for that matter. Teach an actual, full, honest account of history. Don't glorify, don't demonize, just state facts.
All
for
about it.
What the fuck they are.
I love it.
All of it.
Yep.
I'm not saying George Washington is a god and blah blah blah. Be fucking honest about who the fuck he was as a person.
Okay,
I'm
we're
not-
gonna end up in that problem though here. Too.
Well, no,
See,
I
but-
get people are gonna have issues, but
so
I'm
here's
just saying.
hold on.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
Hold on.
I'm saying, look, when a number of people that grew up didn't know, like even like my father, for instance, didn't know that George Washington owned slaves for a while, like a significant amount of time. So
Everybody owned slaves back then, north and
I'm
south.
saying some people weren't taught that. Shit like that should be taught. Stuff like that should be discussed and analyzed honestly for what it is. And yeah, a lot of people of
So
that time
history's never
owned
going to
slaves.
die. So history's never officially going to be. We're never actually going to let history be history.
History is always history.
No,
That's
no,
what
no.
I'm
Because
saying
now
you have
you're
to
bringing
learn
history.
from.
No, you're bringing history to the present, and you're
History courses bring history to the present. That's what history courses are for. It's for you to look at history and then learn from it.
right,
You look at history for what it is,
right.
scientifically, analytically,
Okay.
and then you move fucking
So,
forward.
so here's what I don't understand about if you want to get rid of racism, why are you teaching it? Why would you teach that you're different than I am? Why would you teach
You don't
that?
teach the differences. You just teach honestly about everything openly.
But like,
You
but
don't-
what?
but
But what are we
if-
talking about though? So you're gonna teach them and be like, we are the same. We're Americans. We're one. Just remember, I'm black, and you enslaved me, and I'm never gonna forget you.
In history, this happened. Historically, this happened.
Okay.
We
okay.
know that this happened.
Right. So it happened.
This is what it was.
Okay. So now what?
It is for what it is.
Right.
This is what we've done to fix and correct said this. We've moved
Slavery's
forward
gone.
from this.
Yep. So okay.
As
So,
much as we could, as much as we can,
Okay, but we
think
and
we
or
can
have been
right
trying
now.
to
Yeah.
for now, and then we've moved on. But we have to be honest about what it is. There were black slave owners. How often do they talk about that in grade school?
okay. So
I'm just saying,
hold on.
like all of this
so as
stuff
long as
has
we
to
have
be put on
history-
the table.
So once it's put on the table and it's all there, everything you want is put out there. It shows just how much the black people have been trodden on. You put all that out there. It's all on
Not just
display.
black people in America.
That's fine. Everybody that I have walked on being a white male, because I am the dominant evil force of the world. Yes.
If
So
you feel like personalizing
yes.
it
So
like
I have
that,
stomped on
sure.
you
You can say that if you want.
for hundreds of years.
Okay.
Thank you for allowing me into your house,
Okay.
first of all. So that can never be erased. It's history. It can never be
It's already
erased.
been done. Why would
Right. So where do you go from here? Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be brought? Why do you feel the need to bring it forward?
history classes bring? What are you talking about? We're talking
Right,
educationally.
but, right,
we've
but
always had-
educationally, you want to go ahead and you want to rid racism through the school system, right? That's what you said, right?
Just by basically teaching it.
education.
But
teaching
so
education,
what are
yeah.
you, so what are you going to? How are you going to get rid of racism through that? What are you doing? Because I don't understand. If you're putting out facts of what happened, but then if you're just putting out the facts, then you're just putting out the facts.
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Right.
You deal with
so
facts.
But then, okay, you're saying deal
The
with
facts-
the facts.
facts have no emotion,
Are you
right?
putting out the fact? Right. Those
They
who
just
think,
are what they
those
are.
who think the truth is hate, hate the truth. I love that statement.
They just are what they are, right?
But what are you going to... I just don't understand how you're going to teach racism out. So hold on. I've been trying to get to this damn story for half an hour.